This is Nilithac. You know, Michael Bell, the guy who voices Medivh from Warcraft 3, Drew Pickles from Rugrats. Anyways, in this new lore series, we're going to be covering the stories of each character from Diablo 2. So grab a cup of joe, sit back, and let's get into a good story. The Northern Steppes was where it all began for Nilithac. Nilithac was born in the Dreadlands that cover the northern plains, what we refer to as the region of Mount Arreat. The Northern Steppes were inhabited by the children of Bolcathos, known to the people of Westmarch as the Barbarians. Theirs was primarily a nomadic and tribal culture, though they had a few permanent settlements such as Sescheron and Harrogath. The Northern Steppes were a harsh environment, and its denizens adapted to it as such, dedicated in their vigil of guarding the Worldstone. Within the Mount Arreat region, there were three tribes referred to as the Crane Tribe, Bear Tribe, and the Ox Tribe. Members of the Crane Tribe value distance, grace, and a single overwhelming blow over the close grappling advocated by the Bear Tribe. Though the two clans were wary of each other for many generations, not long before the Worldstone's destruction and nomadic peoples common-led and shared their powerful techniques with all who would learn. Crane warriors evolved their polearm techniques from dealing with mounted raiders and fighting in shallow river waters found in the Northern Steppes. The Bear Tribe are the wisest of the Barbarian tribes, and are known to have produced various Paltis. Those that hail from the tribe are masters of the mace, and advocate a close grappling form of combat. The Bear Tribe was among those who fought against Rakkus. He was the first king of Westmarch in his attempted conquest of the Northern Steppes. Rakkus and his forces were eventually beaten back, but at the cost of many lives, including the tribe's chief, who we are led to believe was originally Pindleskin. The Oxen tribe are proficient in metalwork, and have spent centuries crafting legendary weapons. And true to their name, the oxen features heavily in their culture. The oxen symbol of the clan's Keb Bardu splinter represents the resilient and stubborn nature of those who live off the harsh land of the dry steppes, and it is implied that the clan gives worship to the oxen gods. The Ox tribe were heavily invested in their own affairs than they were with the Crane tribe and the Bear tribe, but rather than working closely with the tribes, they built their own city when they found refuge.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
Nilithac was a part of the Crane tribe alongside Chazbak, who was later revealed as a super unique boss in Diablo 4, Dalior, who took part in the tribe's perpetual war against the cannibals, Ielda, the current chieftain of the Crane tribe, Noglar, who reverted to his old ways and cannibalism after the destruction of the Worldstone, and Nilithac's son Osminic, who appears in Diablo Immortal, but Nilithac being the only last living elder in the Crane tribe, it was also safe to assume that he was the original chieftain at the time until his demise in Diablo 2, until Ielda took place as chieftain in Diablo 4. Nilithac was mentioned in the Book of Tyrael relating to the topic of Baal almost corrupting the Worldstone to allow the burning hells to invade Sanctuary and the doom of all humanity. That, however, was stopped by Tyrael by him shattering the Worldstone into numerous shards. The shards were scattered all over the Northern Steppes and leaving a massive crater where the Worldstone chamber once stood. But before Baal's conquest to take over the Worldstone happened, it was prophesied by the first elder named Ord Rakar, leaving Nilithac and Aust in a superstitious state of conjuncture and fabricated truths. Aust was the husband of Alora and father of Anya. In 1255, Alora passed away. Aust was the second elder of the five, and Ord Rakar as the first elder, and Nilithac as the third. The two others have been yet to be confirmed of their identity. 10 years later, dark tidings reached Aust's ears, which he recorded in his journal. Harrogath's seer, Kaldra, was beset by visions and her screams woke up the entire village. Aust rushed to her aid and found Anya already there, comforting her. It took some time to calm Kaldra down, but even then, she would not respond to anyone directly, instead staring into a world of her own. They realized that she had gone mad. The following day, Aust and his fellow elders held a vigil over Kaldra's comatose form, praying to the ancients for guidance. Suddenly, her madness broke, and in a ragged voice, she roared out loud,
Baal comes. and destruction follows him like a storm.
She then sank into the bed and with a shudder and took her last breath. Aus reflected that as long as he drew his breath, he would never forget Kaldra's portent. The day after that, the people of Harrogath realized that Baal's army was bearing down on them, and that Seshron had fallen and Aust was killed guarding the gates of Mount Ariat. Baal was now closing in on Mount Ariat, but he still needed to be granted immunity from the Nephilim, who were the children of Bolkathos named Talak, Korlik, and Madok. After Nilithac cast a druid spell of warding around Harrogath, he then struck a deal with Baal granting him the Relic of Ancients so he could reach the summit without being challenged by the Nephilim, and in return he would spare Harrogath, but would soon be caught by Aust's daughter, Anya. Anya was then imprisoned in the frozen river by Nilithac, so that Anya could not expose Nilithac's dealing with Baal to the people of Harrogath. The main protagonist was involved in saving Anya from the frozen river. Anya was too weak to fight Nilithac on her own, from being imprisoned in the frozen river for quite some time. Anya will then open a portal to Nilithac's temple after talking to her, and quite literally, she's like, yeah, go kill Nilithac, my guy. The main protagonist comes face to face with who we mentioned earlier in Chapter 1, the original chieftain Pindleskin. Once defeated, the main protagonist would search through the Deathly Halls until he or she located Nilithac in the halls of Vought, where he would ultimately be slain and putting a rest to his betrayal to the people of Harrogath. Nilithac's only bloodline left is Osminic, but there is not enough details to go off of, other than the fact he was exiled for his father's actions and was never to be trusted from the people of Harrogath again. And what happened to Ord Rakar remains a mystery, other than the fact he predicted and prophesied Baal's conquest. If you guys know more about Osminic or Ord Rakar, leave a comment below. If you made it this far into the video, I want to say thanks for sticking around and that I hope you enjoyed this new lore video. Click the subscribe button and turn the bell on so you get notified when my videos get uploaded. And drop a like, that helps push our video to other potential viewers like you. And just like that, I will see you all in Sanctuary.